Hi everyone, we're going to talk about area today. Area is the whole surface, the entire inside of an object. So when we measure area, we measure how much space we are covering. When you're measuring area, you want to cover the whole space with the same sized objects. So I have these orange squares here that I'm going to use to measure the area of this whiteboard. So I'm going to match it up with the side over here and with the top over here. Now when I'm measuring area, just like when we're measuring length, we want to make sure there's no gaps, no spaces in between our measuring tools. And we want to start at one side and go all the way to the other side and cover the whole space. Let's count the orange squares together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can say that the whiteboard has an area of 6 orange squares. Sometimes you can tell which object has a greater area just by looking at it. Take a look at these two books. Which one has a greater area? Just by looking at it with your eyes, you can compare and see that this one has a greater area. Another way that you can check that is to put one on top of the other. So if I match those up, I can still see the bottom one. It has a greater area. Now take a look at these two books. Their area is a lot more similar. It's not obvious to my eyes which one has a greater area right away. So in a situation like this, we can measure. We can use a tool to cover up the object and see which one has the greater area. I'm going to use these orange squares as my measuring tool again. Here we go. I'm going to line it up with the side of the book. Make sure I place them straight. They have no gaps. Okay, I can still see a bit of space here, but I'm going to leave that for now. Let's do this one. Now, I put 4 orange squares on each of these books. Can you tell by looking at it now which book has a greater area? I can still see a little bit of this book, which means it has a greater area than this book because the 4 orange squares are completely covering the area of it. Area is the amount of space it takes to cover an object, so all of the inside part. Perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of an object.